Hello, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from Lakeville, standard mode, northern spawn, me in my T21. There are 3 scouts apiece and 1 artillery apiece, good mix of other tanks. Enemy team has a little bit overloaded on heavies, but that's not really a bad thing for the slugfest in town. I'm going to go down the middle road. I've already told my team to expect spots down in this area. Looks like the LTTB is going the same way, so I'm hoping he doesn't take my bush. And he continues down the road to the next turn, which is perfect because he's going to light up anybody coming up the road, and that should offer me a bit of protection from people charging up the middle. Start seeing tanks right away. Unfortunately, it looks like only the LTTB and I are the ones shooting at these spots. Our team's not participating. There's a heavy and TD trying to move up the middle road, and with the T29 back here, these guys presenting the threat here, I'm just going to back up for a while. Most of the heavies going across the south are already gone, and I don't want to get caught getting fired at from 2 different directions there, so I'll just back out to where they won't be able to see me. Hopefully I'll be able to get some shots across the middle of the town. Whoops, here comes the T29. Get to shoot at him again.
Penetration. Critical hit. Enemy is hit.
So we don't get any kills, but we get off to a good lead in damage, which is a good thing. We're actually set up pretty good. A couple tanks guarding the valley. Most of our people headed toward town. And a presence in the middle road. Although it looks like our valley defense is going to fall. The lights are going to go in after that second medium over there. The heavy's going to move in and he's going to die. So we'll have to deal with that here in a second. There's already the T28s moving over to cover the northern part of the valley.
Penetration.
And everybody in the valley is starting to move north, so I'm going to have to go over there and help. 122-44 is moving over as well. So good reaction from the team. We aren't really doing that great in town either, unfortunately. We're down 4 tanks right now. Not looking good overall. With both the TDs over there, I'm seeing if I can snipe anybody back on the edge of town. I don't want to pull around the corner and start peek-a-booming because I'm not good at doing that in this tank. Here comes the heavy up the middle, so I'm going to see if I can help over here, or at least if he comes around the corner and keeps coming north, try to get him to stop. I don't need him coming up behind me, but 122 just died, and so now the T28 is 1-on-2 behind me, so I'm going to have to go over and help him. If that guy comes up the middle, then we're just going to have to deal with it. But the prototype needs help. And he's moving in, going straight for the T32, and that's going to give me the chance to pull up beside the T32 and flank. They're both focused on the TD, and that's going to let me do some good damage, get a kill. Now I can come over here and start picking on the STA. So that threat's gone, and all of a sudden the fight's tied up. Good reaction by the team to what was going on in the map. Oh, there's the light. T37 almost dead. Now I'm being kind of careful because I don't know where those other TDs are. I suspect they're down in here, but I don't really know. I'm going to try to cut across the middle and see if I can get a free shot on him. Either way, one shot and he dies. Now at the moment, I'm thinking go back and rejoin the team. I don't know where the T28's going. I guess he's checking just to see if anybody got back up here, but we already know nobody went that way because we could have seen them. And as I come around the edge here, it's like, well, we're already pushing south of town with heavies. We got a medium going down middle road, so it would actually be smarter for me to go down through the valley and give at least a little bit of a three-prong attack and force the enemy to have to defend 3 different directions at once instead of duplicating another attack path. So off I go south through the valley. I'm just waiting a little bit. I want the attack force coming out of town to be visible over here before I come down, because I'm hoping that will cause everybody to direct their attention to the east and let me come in and flank them. I didn't want to be the first one down there. 2 tanks to go. I'm pretty certain they're both going to be looking off to the east. There's the 122 far to the south, and he's looking that way. I'm going to get the poor shots into the side. There he goes, just the GW Panther to go. Ooh, not quite where I thought he was, but he's not looking at me, so I get to shoot him too. Hopefully he's not loaded, because I'm going to sit here and go for the kill. The way he's moving, I don't think he was ready to shoot. If he was ready to shoot, he would have stopped. So it lets me just sit there and pour rounds into him and kill him. I end up, for the battle, 2,570 points of damage. I didn't realize I had that much. And if you notice, I don't have XVM up right now because with 9.10 just coming out, Jimbo's hasn't, at the time I recorded this or played it, really, he hadn't released his new XVM mod for it, so I'm playing without it. I had 4 kills, 22 of 29 shooting, 76%. Because nobody really helped us out there in the initial spots down along the south. I got 336 points of spotting damage in 5 spots. Lost 15,117 credits. And I earned 2,114 XP. Survived the fight. Got Demolition Expert, Fighter, Fire for Effect, and Bruiser Mini Medal. So my battle score is 2,144. And that lands in 4th place on the current T21 list. Pretty easy path into the Hall of Fame this time. Just went down and spotted and sniped and saw that the Valley of Death was dying. Our team reacted fairly well to it, and with the T28 moving directly toward that heavy and medium, that let me round the corner and flank both of them because he had all their attention. And so I got a bunch of easy damage there. And then when I saw, okay, we have people coming from the town, one guy going down the middle road, it makes sense for me to go down the Valley of Death because I'm going to be able to come in behind everybody as long as I let some of them be seen first. If I would have been seen first, it may have been different. So I sat there for a couple of seconds and let them basically get ahead of me. And then once they engaged, I was able to come in and get the last 2 kills without really worrying about anybody shooting back at me. Because of the way the GW Panther was moving, I knew he wasn't ready to fire. Because most of the time, not always, most of the time, If the arty would have been ready to fire, he wouldn't have moved, because that makes it harder for him to hit. So as long as he was charging me, it was just an act of intimidation, and it's like, sorry buddy, if you wanted to shoot me, you'd be sitting still trying to get a good shot. So I just sat there and poured rounds into him and killed him. End up in the Hall of Fame. From Lakeville, standard mode north, just doing basic stuff, reacting to what I see on the map. Now here's the thing, a lot of people might see the Valley of Death dying and they'll go, oh, we're losing that flank. But then many players would think that and then not realize, ding, I need to go over there and help. Or I shouldn't start peeking around the corner because I'm going to get blown up. But hey, look, that T-28's charging in. Now's the time for me to go, because they're going to be concentrating on him, and that's going to let me get behind them. So you have to see what's going on, but you have to understand the significance of what you see, and then pick a good reaction to it. And if you do, you'll end up in the Hall of Fame. Happy hunting.